Hello everybody, the name is Fitchett, Oscar Fitchett.
My name is just Gary.
And welcome to our review for is this the 7th?
That's the count.
7. It's the next instalment in the James Bond franchise. And this one's directed by Peter Hunt. This is a new name. And it is on Her Majesty's Secret Service, released in 1969, and this one stars George Lazenby. The first and only appearance from George Lazenby as James Bond. And the plot of On Her Majesty's Secret Service, according to IMDb, is James Bond woos a mob boss's daughter and goes undercover to allergy research in the Swiss Alps that involves beautiful women from around the world. Now, going into this film for me, I was pretty intrigued with this film. Not only because it's, it's the only Lazenby film, and it's the, first film in the Bond franchise without Sean Connery, so I was interested to see how that would be handled. But I was also interested because I've heard different opinions about this film. I've heard some people I've heard one person say it's the best Bond film. This is in fact Christopher Nolan's favourite Bond film of all time and one of his top 10 favourite films from what I understand. Things I've heard from Gary, from what he said the first time he watched the film, he said this was the worst Bond film he's seen. Now, let's talk about it. Gary, what is your review for On Her Majesty's Secret Service after seeing this again?
Yeah, I felt it wasn't that boring. I would change my opinions on what I said. It was boring, beginning.
Mm-hmm. Alright.
But then it picked up a hell of a lot at the end. I actually liked George Lazenby as Bond. I remember back in the 1960s whenever this film came out.
69, this one, yeah, so...
Everybody was like, I want to see more Sean Connery. But I wanted to see more George Lazenby. Acting, as I said, was good. It's just a typical Bond film. You got Bond girls.
You got many Bond girls.
Bond girls.
In one room, in fact.
I quite like the soundtrack. Dig the soundtrack. That chase music when he's on the Alps and he's just skiing.
The famous scene from this film.
How the hell did they manage to get American muscle car to stay on the snow? If you're not a car fan like myself, American cars are known for not going on the corner properly. They skid out a lot. How the hell did they manage to get American muscle car not to skid off the ice? That was a crazy chase scene. I love that chase scene. That would be one of the best so far car chase scenes. With the Mini Coopers, the driving one, smashing into each other. That was just top notch for me. I'm a Mini Cooper fan. I'm a fan of Mini Coopers. So I like to see that sort of car chase. Car chases flipping going on roofs and all sorts of crazy things. Cinematography was the best so far because we still got a crazy ass projection screen, but it was less of it. Cinematography was beautiful. Some of the out shots, avalanche shots, and everything was fantastic. I see why it's Christopher Nolan's best Bond film.
Yeah,
just by the shots.
Yeah.
What was his name again?
The actor George Lazenby.
George Lazenby. He was hilarious. That line when he said at the beginning, something about the other guy. The other guy didn't have this.
Oh yeah, it's like this.
The woman ran off.
Yeah, the woman ran off. In the opening scene, the woman ran off, which George Lazenby goes, "This never happened to the other guy."
Story. That's the weakest part of the film. But genetics and I felt that was a bit boring. It was great that Blofeld. He's back, yeah.
Different actor as well.
Different actor, yeah, but he was more villainy, if you put it in that sense, because he had less sidekicks and bodyguards and stuff.
Yeah.
I felt he was a bit of actually himself instead of having other people like Oddjob or
Hans from like
stuff
Only
like
Twice,
that.
Like, you didn't have a henchman. For me, I think the way this shines is that at points it doesn't feel like a Bond film, and I mean that in the best way.
That's what I felt.
I mean that in a good way. I mean, like, it doesn't feel... And it might have to do with the fact that Sean Connery isn't in it. But it feels more like just a film rather than a Bond film, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
There's definitely Bond elements in it, like the whole womanizing thing, and he's, you know, sleeping with every woman he sees, you know. Not as much.
It's not a lot of gadgets either.
No, there's not a lot. Q's only at the very end, and that's not even for a gadget reason. I think the acting was actually really good. I thought, like, unlike other Bond films where Bond is clearly the strongest part of it and everyone else is kind of like, oh, they're fine. I think everyone was really good in this film. I thought Tracy.
Oh yeah,
I think we have a new best Bond girl in this.
I liked her.
Because she was developed, she was actually a character, and she actually fought her own battles. Yeah. She got in a fight scene, and it was actually a good fight scene. It wasn't just a I didn't think a storyline sucked in this film. There were points where the story got a bit slow. There were points where the story kind of needed to pick up the pace a little bit. But I didn't think anything was bad in terms of the screenplay of it. Right, George Lazenby as Bond. As James Bond, I still prefer Sean Connery, but I think Lazenby did a good job in the role. I don't think he was bad. I don't think he was bad acting, and I kind of wish he got given more of an opportunity to be Bond, because one thing I noticed with Lazenby that he was better than Connery is that he was in better shape than Connery. So
that's why they got him for this film.
You could tell, like, even though he didn't look like Bond, I don't think he was, you know, he looked... Like, if I had to think Bond, I wouldn't think Lazenby. But in the opening scene where, you know, he had the fight scene, which I do have to say, the fight scenes, this might be the best fight scene in a Bond film so far. Not just from the sound effects, but just from, like...
The beginning.
Yeah, the beginning. Yeah, I mean, there wasn't just ducking. There wasn't just ducking and punching. There was like a moment where a dude jumped on Bond and he just. It was almost like a wrestling, and it was also there were way better fight scenes in this film, way better fight scenes, and there were moments where it's like there was a good clump of fight scenes, then there was a long stretch of story, which kind of made the fight scenes that more. Pleasurable, because it was like, yes, like we weren't getting overloaded with them, but it's like when they happened, they were really good, and we were like, yes, such a good fight scene. And I do have to second you on the car chase. Best car chase in a Bond film so far. One of the best car chases in a film, I think. Just because of how long the chase went on for, and how much it kept up in the stakes. It was like, I was like, oh my god, what are they gonna do next? And they go on a mini race. I was like, crashing into minis and everything. This was a very, like, when the action was happening, it was a very quick cut. Not shaky cam, but very quick cut, fast-paced editing. Score, excellent soundtrack, I felt. This film never really had a theme. It was just an instrumental, which was cool, it was nice. But the theme, I really liked the score of this. It felt like an actual score, you know what I mean? It didn't feel like a Bond score. And I tell you what, I was kind of caught off guard. You know that moment when the Bond cue came up? The one moment in the film where the Bond cue came like dun 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 dun. I was kind of caught off guard by it because I was like, oh yeah, it's a James Bond film. I was just so sucked into the fact that it was a spy film. And at moments it felt almost kind of like a Hitchcock film in a way with the romance. I can totally see why this is one of Nolan's favourite films. It feels like he's got some inspiration off it. Yeah. Just from the way it's shot, the cinematography is fantastic in this film, like really good. Not just with the fight scenes, but just some of the scenery shots look blinking gorgeous. I was worried that I wouldn't like the film as much when they went to Switzerland, just because I was thinking it might. I was worried that it was going to get cheesy. I don't know why. I just thought it was going to get really cheesy, and it didn't. It felt like a really, grounded film. There was no gadgets. There was actually honestly no gadgets really in this film. And this film just, as a Bond film, I can totally see why people are going to be like, this is not a good film if you're looking for a straight up Bond film. But I think if you're looking just for a good classic feeling film, this is a good one. And it's a pretty good film to watch around about Christmas time. It has a good Christmas feel to it. Yeah. Did Shane Black direct this by any chance? I do feel the film might have been a tad bit too long. This is a 2 hour.
Yeah, 2 hour film.
It's a 2 hour and 20 minute film
for a Bond film.
So And there's a lot of stuff, and it's fine. I don't hate the runtime, but as I said, there were points where it kind of felt like, okay, we could have sped that bit up. There was a character that I felt really wasn't kind of needed, the blonde haired dude.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, I don't know, I was expecting more with him, and nothing really else happened with him, which was kind of like, you could have kind of cut that out and reduced it by 10 minutes. I loved the ending.
Don't spoil it.
I'm not going to spoil it, because this film, unlike the other Bond films, it has a thing that can be spoiled. It's not just like, oh yeah, this, it's just another Bond film ending, or it's just another... This actually has a pretty shocking ending, which made me think to myself, oh my god, this is actually a film. It's not just a Bond film, it's actually a film. But it's that moment, I love the ending because it was unexpected, you know what I mean? I wasn't expecting it. I was like, oh my god, they actually ended it there. And then credits hit. I was like, that's how they blinking ended the thing? You know what I mean?
I love that dialogue when he gives at the end.
And it kind of felt...
It's going to be okay.
Yeah. We saw a different side of Bond, which was really, really interesting. I really like this film. The more I talk about it, the more I actually think I like it. I would go back and rewatch this film, in all honesty. I would actually go back and rewatch it. It's one of the better Bond films I've seen so far. It might be my favourite. I don't know. Again, I need to think more about it. I would recommend it more for classic film fans than I would for Bond fans. You get what I mean? It's like if
people who like the Italian Job and stuff like that.
There you go. And also, like, I would say if you like Hitchcock films, I would say you enjoy this. I'm not saying it's anywhere near the same caliber as a Hitchcock film. I'm saying it's in that same sort of style. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching our review for On Her Majesty's Secret Service. We both actually liked it.
Yeah.
I really liked it.
Well, I didn't like it at first, but now I like it.
Yeah.
So please, subscribe for more content. Links are down below.
Links will be down below for Twitter, Facebook, everyone in the Heel crew. While you're down there, tell us what you thought about On Her Majesty's Secret Service, if you've seen it, and if you want, and if this film's persuaded you to see it. Hope it's persuaded you to see it. Let us know.
Comment Tim down below.
Just Tim.
You commented everything, near enough. You commented every Bond review.
Tim's top.
We love you, Tim. Thank you for keeping our channel alive.
You make it sound like
he's the only flipping dude who
you make it sound like Tim is the only guy who's like
watch our stuff. Yeah, all the 100 flipping views.
He just refreshes. Oh goodness.
We love you, Tim. Keep it. And Rick Danger. I love Rick Danger.
Yeah, Flick from the House are cool guys.
I like Flick. They've released a new podcast, you know.
I know, I watched it.
I haven't.
It's only half an hour.
I watched it. It's just news and stuff. What we did when I was.
Hey Matt, why have you friended him and not me on Facebook?
Maybe I'm the funny guy. I'm the Rick Danger of the group.
You're Rick Danger.
He's more funny than me.
Will's the Rick Danger.
Yeah, it says.
Will gets the views for us.
Yeah, we'll get the views.
Yoda likes On Her Majesty's Secret.
Yeah, if he likes it, you might like it. So go watch it now.
I'm kind of rocking like a. I don't even know. Kind of like, a bit of a John Lennon vibe.
Pretty new shit, isn't it?
Yeah, it's one of the new ones, yeah. I cut it a while ago because I did that. Shall I do it again? What a sloppy
sound effect in there. Like the flip of iMovie sound effect.
I did.
Ready? iMovie effect.